Is this thing on?
I don't know. I think it's working. Hello, everyone. It is March the 4th at 6, and we are live. Hi, Joe. I have to say hi in here. Hi, Joe. And we should have good bandwidth, unlike our live stream that we did from Hilton Head, which was a complete disaster of bandwidth. We would go down to like, hi Mike, hi Christopher. We would go.
Steven.
Hi Steven. Yeah, when we were in Hilton Head, our bandwidth went 10, 5, 0.
Walk outside. Oops.
Yeah.
We can't walk outside.
Have you watched the stream back? The part where I went outside, it just was gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
It wasn't. It's like that moment in time ceased.
Hey, Cuban Rum.
Hey, Cuban Rum. I figured you'd be hosting a camera club meeting.
He might be. He multitasks.
What you been doing today? Working?
Yeah, always.
We made a video, so that means we don't want to tell you too much about what our opinions were, but we made a video. Actually, I made a video and Heather made a guest appearance about our thoughts about the Z-mount 200 to 600 lens, which is on the it's on the Nikon lens roadmap. Hello, Gary and Dan from Connecticut. So that'll be cool. And this channel. Hi, Richard. It's midnight. Sorry,
wow.
Sorry, we're keeping you up so late.
Yeah, sorry.
This channel is a 1080p channel, but that video, that 200 to 600 speculation video, we recorded it right here, so we just did it 4K. Hi, Blue. And wow, it takes YouTube a long time to process a 4K video to where you can see if it is any good. No, Joe, there's no release date yet, and we want it to come out because somebody wants one. So that is pretty cool. Well, if you don't know, we just got back. We took a super short little trip to Hilton Head, South Carolina, which is an island on the Atlantic Ocean in the state of South Carolina, real near the Georgia state line and real near the city of Savannah, Georgia, for those of you who don't know where that is. And we were only there for like 2 or 3 days, and we wore it out. We did that live stream that we were talking about earlier. And yes, Heather does deserve it. And then I get to borrow it sometimes, maybe. I'd probably drop it, and then I'll have to buy her another one. Then I'll have a broken one. But wow, we did a live stream and a hotel room tour, taking the YouTube channel back to what it used to be before it was a photography channel. But we also did 4 wildlife and landscape videos. Can you name the places where we were?
Pinckney Island.
Pinckney Island
National Wildlife Refuge.
Which is an island just before you get to Hilton Head. I mean, you leave Pinckney Island, turn left on the highway, go across the bridge, and you're on Hilton Head.
Yeah, so Pinckney was the first place we went.
National Wildlife Refuge. It's pretty cool.
And then the second place we did photographs was at Palmetto Dunes at the Disney Beach, near the Disney Beach House.
I didn't even know it was Palmetto Dunes. I hadn't mentioned that at all. I should put that in the description. I just thought it was the east coast of Hilton Head.
No, it's Palmetto Dunes.
Oh. So we did sunrise photography there, and it was so funny because if Heather was doing wildlife photography, she used my 200 to 500, and I used my 500 f4. But if she wasn't doing wildlife photography, I always had the 200 500. So at Palmetto Dunes, we were doing landscape photography of the beach at sunrise, but I had my D500 also. We both were using our Z50s, but I also had my D500 with the 200 to 500, just in case a bird flew by. And spoiler alert, it did.
Yeah.
So then where'd we go?
So after
So that's 2 videos. One the day before, and then sunrise at Palmetto Dunes.
And then we left Palmetto Dunes and we drove up to like the north part of the island to a place called Fish Hall Beach Park, also called Mitchellville Beach.
And it was low tide, right?
Yes, it was low tide, so we got a lot of wildlife there.
So yeah, that place at low tide, the beach goes a long, long way out, and there's tidal pools, and you can see what used to be the bottom of the ocean floor. The sand is bumpy and cool looking, and we got a lot of shorebirds. So for that video, Heather was in wildlife mode. She wasn't doing any landscape photography video, or photos. So she had her Z50 and the 200 to 500 moved over to her, but I wanted to do wildlife and landscape. So I was using the Z50 and the kit lens, the exact combination that's filming us now. But I also had my D500 and the 500 f4. So that was fun. And then where'd we go?
And then
By the way, we were exhausted. So that where'd we go after that?
After we left Fish Hall, we went to Sea Pines Forest Preserve.
So that's kind of like in the middle of the island, right?
It's actually closer to the south side of the island.
The south middle. There's no beach, right? Not in that.
No.
And we almost didn't go because we were so exhausted. But we went, and someone, while we were in the parking lot at
Fish Hall,
there was a pileated woodpecker, and we were attempting to take pictures of that, and this lady came up, "What you taking pictures of?" And I told her it was pileated woodpecker, and it was the largest woodpecker in North America, and I'd rank it right up there with seeing a bald eagle. And she said, "Bald eagle?" And she said that she knew exactly where a bald eagle nest was at
Sea Pines Forest Preserve.
Thank you. And she told us, and that forest preserve is huge. We could have walked around that thing and never seen that bald eagle's nest, especially because you have to kind of go down a trail that kind of says, don't go down this trail. But she gave us directions, and it took us, her directions took us straight to the bald eagle's nest, and we were able to photograph the eagles flying in. I got a picture of one flying in with a fish in its talons. Let's see, what are people saying?
So we can answer this when we're done talking about Hilton Head, but Christopher Rodriguez wants to know what we're shooting on right now and what our settings are.
Nikon Z50, automatic ISO is bouncing between 800 and 1000. We're at 1/30th of a second, 1080p, and I don't know why we're at f4. Let me just adjust that.
That might be why the ISO's a little higher.
Yeah. Okay, we were at f4, now we're at f3.5, and now the ISO is at 640. We've got two lights in soft boxes, but they're so bright I have them pointing at the ceiling, bouncing off the ceiling on us. So, Z50.
And then David says that we are two robots at 211.
we are going to make video.
We were so tired.
Yeah, the first clip at Sea Pines, the "Hello, we're at Sea Pines Forest Preserve" clip. If you watch that video, which I hope you do, we are freaking asleep, and our excitement level is at 0. And then we hike a little ways, and we run across a yellow-bellied sapsucker, and then we're totally excited. We're back.
Yeah. And
the rest of the day is cool, but we were really tired. At the end of Mitchell Beach, Fish Hall Beach, at the last clip of that video and the first clip of Sea Pines, we were.
I think we were even like sitting in the trunk.
Yeah, we were sitting in the trunk of the car, looking like we got run over by a bus. It was fun though. It was a really good trip.
Yeah.
What was the name of that book we listened to?
Oh, The Children of Blood and Bone.
It's a book about these people and their political problems and their magic and all sorts of stuff. And apparently, didn't you say that Lucasfilm is going to make a movie or multiple movies of this book?
It'll be the first feature film that Lucasfilm does that is not Star Wars or Indiana Jones.
Cool. So no telling when that's coming, but anyway, Heather had already read the book, and I just didn't have time. I'm always working on stuff, and I said, well, while we're driving, why don't we get the audiobook version of that, and I'll listen to it. So, but the book lasts 17 hours, so that was fun. and the drive is 6. So I ended up listening to the rest of it at home and driving to and from work and stuff. What else is going on?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
I mean, I can talk about this March Madness thing that I really enjoy.
Oh yeah, who's that photographer?
So, if you guys have ever heard of the Photo Arc by National Geographic, the photographer is a Nikon ambassador named Joel Sartor.
No icon.
And basically, he goes and takes shots at zoos of different species, either on a white or a black background. And right now, he's doing a March Madness, and you get to choose on Instagram if you follow him. If you follow him on Instagram, you get to vote in his story about which animals you like the best. And the winner of March Madness, whatever animal wins that, he's going to put the print of that animal for 30% off on his website. So it's pretty cool.
What's the title of the book?
Children of Blood and Bone. And then
That's what it is, Stephen. Oh, you're going to write it down?
Well, she asked who the photographer was.
Gotcha.
And then the book I'll put.
Whoa, she can type like 1,000 words a minute. I'd be going ding, 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 ding.
I put photography. It's photographer.
Photographer. Is it photographer with 3 asterisks?
Yes, because I spelled it wrong.
Oh.
Anyway. Joel Sartor, he came to Chattanooga and was at the IMAX for the Tennessee Aquarium right before COVID hit, and I really wanted to go see him, but tickets were sold out. And you had to work, so we couldn't go.
Boo. Stupid job. Okay, we got to figure out a way to get YouTube to pay me enough to where I don't have to go to my stupid job so we can go see Joel Sartor at the IMAX next time he comes. Good plan?
Good plan.
I like it. I did another thing that was pretty cool. I had never done this before, but we went down to the Choo Choo and ate at Nick and Norman's, which is turning into our favorite restaurant. And I had the Z6, and I was going to do street photography with the 70 to 200, and I didn't do any stills. I did an entire street videography video, like the 100 guy, who was the channel of the month one time does. You know, he goes to cities all over the world and makes 100 video clips, street photography video clips, and ties them all together. And all mine were I didn't do 100. There was probably 70 or so though. But they were all either in the courtyard of the Choo Choo or inside Nick and Norman's or on the street in front of the Choo Choo Hotel. And I'm really excited about that video coming out. It's like the penultimate, pretty good word, huh? It's like the next to last video in March. The video I made today is the last video in March. We've got 12 videos in the can. So that is 4 weeks of 3 videos a week. Done, uploaded. David likes the 100 guy. Yeah, he's awesome. He really is something. And mine is, you know, if you don't watch his either right before or right after mine, because it'll make you really not like mine. But if you don't have his as a reference, if you don't have his as a reference, it's pretty cool. And also my daughter, we got this giant hamburger called the Mexican burger. The Mexican burger. It's really big and it's got tons of cheese and all sorts of stuff on it. And I got 120 frames a second slow motion of my daughter taking her first bite. It's crazy.
And all the juices are dripping off the burger.
And we used classical music by Strauss because it's free. You can get it from YouTube for free. And there's a crescendo right as she takes a bite. And then the music goes silent for, I think, an entire bar while she's taking the hamburger out. Anyway.
It's fun.
I'm looking. Oh, do you, Cuban Rum, you watch the 100 guy too? Cool.
Yeah, he's good.
So we don't have a channel a featured channel this time, But everybody needs to subscribe, of course, to David Saylor's The Georgia Photographer, and to Cuban Rum, one word. Cuban Rum's videos are getting more and more interesting. He did a really good tutorial about how to install some software that was difficult to install on a Mac with the current operating system, and his directions worked perfectly. We got that software installed on the first swing with no hiccups. So really, really good job. I have a thank you.
I was like, we have a thank you.
Special thanks to Gary Bubar. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Gary made a really nice donation to the channel on PayPal. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. What do you guys think of the Z6? Is a good idea for 2021, or maybe save some more and get the 6.2? I really don't know. What's the price difference right now between a new 6 and a new Z6 Mark II? I mean, I still love my Z6. I used it. I did that entire slow motion video with it, and I just used it recently to do sports photography.
So the Z6 is $15.96 and the Z6 II is $19.96. So it's about a $400.
$400 more. I mean, I would say if you can afford the extra $400, go ahead and get the latest and greatest. But if not, the Z6 without the 2 is super fantastic. Oh, and Joe was saying that used Z6s are even cheaper, so that's another option. I've only ever bought one used camera body, and that was my XT3, and it was from Mike, and it was virtually new. I think it had 1,500 or 3,000, some really low amount of clicks. Plus, it was from somebody I know, and not just. But I mean, I buy used lenses regularly.
Yeah, I don't worry about lenses being used as much as I do a camera body.
Yeah. Although refurbs are even cheaper, Blue Newt says. Oh, Steven's getting a Z6 too. Woo,
Nice.
woo. Good for you, man. Good for you. I am jealous. I hope you really enjoy that thing. That sounds awesome. Well, we have the most pictures we've ever had. There goes a motorcycle up the road. I don't know if y'all can hear it. But we have just a lot of photographs to take a look at. So we better get started, or we'll be here forever. So we're probably going to go through these maybe a little bit faster than we normally do. Everybody who sent a picture, the picture is up here. There were a few that were definitely, because we had so many, is the only reason why I did this, but there were a few that had definitely been sent in before the exact same picture to a previous live stream. So if it was definitely a duplicate that I had seen before on the live stream, then I didn't include it just because we have so many. We got 72 pictures. And, usually I'll put 2 or 3 in. I just put in 1 just because we had so many. So.
Here we go.
Look at that. Hey, where are we?
Oh, no, we're not there.
Our picture's not on the screen.
Are you doing left monitor or left display?
No.
Yeah, we'll be there on left display.
That's more better. Sorry, messed it up. There we are, and there we are at the bottom. Okay, so let's see. I need to. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to see the chat anymore, so I definitely need you to help me see the chat, Miss Heather.
Okay.
Because I am going to pull up ye old email. I'm sure the first ones, because it'll be alphabetical, so the first one is going to be Bass Angler.
So the first one should be the...
Yeah. Let me make sure this is working right.
There you go.
All right, so Heather and I are both just huge fans of American White Pelicans. As a matter of fact, when we were eating at the Salty Dog restaurant, we went there after doing those three videos that day. We went to the Salty Dog. There was a light rain, and we didn't even take our cameras with us. But while we were sitting there at a table seat by the window, sometimes it was regular old boring brown pelicans, but probably, I don't know, how many would you think?
I think we counted like 15 at one
Yeah.
point.
White pelican after white pelican flew by, probably 50 yards away from the window, and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So we really like white pelicans. One day we went out, I think it was New Year's Day 2019. Does that
Yes,
sound
it
right?
was.
We went out on New Year's Day 2019, took my little boat out, and we went all the way around the Hiawassee Island, which is a large group of islands where the Hiawassee River runs into the Tennessee, and it's a national wildlife refuge. And we went around it. You have to stay in the channel, and we went around it, and we made photographs of American white pelicans. The dog is barking.
Yeah, there's probably somebody in the road.
Somebody's outside. All right, that was a cool picture of that pelican bass angler. Very cool. There is a juvenile bald eagle. Oh, let's go back. He's a 200 to 500 kind of guy. Nice low ISO there. Very good. And there is another one with even lower ISO.
That's awesome.
Juvie bald eagle. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it successfully reaches H5 so we can call it an adult.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. Thanks, Bass Angler. Thanks to everybody. We got so many pictures. Really, really cool to get so many. Mm-hmm. And here is, I think he called it red-tailed hawk on final approach. Nice. And you can really see that red tail fanned out as it's putting the brakes on, flying in. That's really cool. Mm-hmm. They hang around the trees will be perfectly alive, and a lot of times the very top part of the tree will be dead like that. We've got some where I work. The top of the tree is like that, and I took a picture of a red tail in the top of a tree very similar to that one time a few years back. Very cool. Thanks, Bass Angler. All right, now here we have Bill Fouth down in Mexico Beach, Florida.
Did he provide descriptions by chance?
Yeah, you want to read them?
Yeah.
Well, let me pull them up. Okay.
It's the one in the middle. No. That one.
Okay, he says, you mentioned alligators, I believe. While on turtle patrol, out early looking for turtle nests created during the previous night, I drove up on this guy. He didn't seem all that bothered by me, nor my drone flying over him. I especially liked the shadow, emphasizing his rather rough exterior. I think that's in the next picture. Mm-hmm. I included the Jeep in the picture just to give some perspective so you know I wasn't at the zoo.
Yeah.
I think we might need to check on the dog.
We might need to, yeah.
Yeah, why don't you check on the dog and I'll keep rolling. She never barks that much.
Hey, what's wrong?
So it's a really cool shot, and it's the Jeep's pretty bokeh-fied in the background, but he's at f11, so the Jeep must be pretty far back. 200 millimeters on a 200 to 400 f4, which is that's an exotic lens right there. Really cool. And then I think this is the same. Whoops. This is the same alligator. He flew his drone over it and made this shot, which is really cool. And she okay?
Yeah, it's pretty outside and people are walking.
Oh, so she's having a field day of barking. Okay, all right, everything's fine. Yeah, that's really cool the way this shadow. Yeah. And I like the sea rolling in.
Yeah, I like that.
I've never seen an alligator at the beach before. Have you?
Well, I haven't either, which is why I asked you to bring up his description, because I went to a place in Australia called Cairns. It's a city in Queensland. And they have saltwater crocodiles. And you can't go to the beach because there are saltwater crocodiles everywhere. So.
That's a cool shot. Mm-hmm. Very nice, Bill. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring up Bill's other email because it's worth reading. About 13 years ago, a neighbor knocked on my front door to tell me that I had an alligator in my front yard. Sure enough, I did. First picture, he looked scary, but second picture, not nearly as much. Being relatively new to Florida at the time, I was surprised at the ho-hum response I received from the Florida Wildlife Commission when I called to report the alligator. The response was basically, "So what? It's Florida, buddy," if I had called to report a seagull in the yard. as if I had called to report a seagull in the yard. Not until I mentioned that the alligator might get hit crossing the road did they send a ranger out to retrieve it. Looked small, but he put up a heck of a fight. Welcome to Florida. So here's this is the alligator in the yard, and here's the guy. Look, here's the ranger. He's got some electrical tape on it. Looks like he's got his he's got his
little feet tied on.
he's handcuffed in the back.
Bless it.
Very cool. Thanks, Bill. All right, now this is another one of Bill's. I think he took this with a 100mm macro lens, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he did. It says it right there.
Oh. Using Canon 100mm macro for the hatchling crawling towards his probable death. Only 1 to 2% survive in maturity. Cute, though. Oops.
Oopsie.
Maybe that one will be the 1% that makes it. He's a 1%er.
Yeah. He's a cute 1%er.
All right, here's another drone shot. You know, the turtles will come in, the mother turtles will come in and they'll search around the beach for a spot to, they dig a hole.
Yeah.
They dig a hole down, you know, like 12 or 18 inches, and they lay like, what was it, like 85, 100 eggs, something like that. And then they fill the hole back in, and then they swim back into the sea. But sometimes, like in this case, they'll come in and they'll look around for a place to lay their eggs, and then they'll decide not to do it and go back into the sea without laying their eggs.
They are very particular about where they lay their eggs.
And the big picture from an already vintage drone, the Phantom Vision, I was able to capture the mama turtles crawl all over the place looking for a suitable spot to nest. She never found one to her liking and exited the beach without nesting. That's cool that Bill is on Turtle Patrol.
Yeah.
You know, we go, part of our Disney timeshare is Vero Beach on the Atlantic coast of Florida. And
they get a lot of turtles.
You know, a lot of times we go in July, and there are turtle nests marked all over the place, and they'll put 4 stakes in the ground, and then they'll put some plastic tape around those 4 stakes so you know not to make a sandcastle right there, because that's where the eggs are. And anyway, pretty cool.
And if you do make a sandcastle elsewhere, you need to knock it down.
Oh, look at you.
Because the mama turtles might run into it, and that might make them decide they don't want to lay their eggs there.
That's my girl right there. Whoops.
Coco!
Oh, Cuban Rum's cat Coco, made with the a Fuji camera of some sort and the 56f1.2. Cute kitty. I think this is the one from his second video. Or was it from his unboxing, from his Leica unboxing video?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the kitty that was in that video.
It's Coco.
Cuban Rum is asking if Bill patrols Cape San Blas. I don't know the name, but but Bill lives in Mexico Beach. He lives in Mexico Beach, Florida, that's on the Gulf Coast, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Near Panama City-ish, I think.
And Cuban Rum is verifying that this is the cat from the Leica unboxing, and he has an XH1. Very cool.
I like her.
All right, now this kitty there's a feral cat or a semi-feral stray cat that wanders around our neighborhood that has similar coloration to this, and I made a photograph of her one time. We have underground utilities in this neighborhood, and I made a picture of her sitting on top of one of the electrical boxes that's, you know, there's one in between every 2 houses. And anyway, so he made this with his 55 to 200, which I got one of them. I ain't got one of them fancy 56 1.2s like old Cuban Rum and David Saylor's got, but I got one of them 55 200. That's a pretty cat. It's a pretty cat, and I like all the colors.
Yeah.
You know, I like these colors. Oh, in the background, I think they add to the whole thing. That lens is really a capable little lens for sure.
Hi, Dwayne.
Hey, Dwayne.
That's Coco's mom.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. Juanita is awesome and very pretty. Look at this kitty. Was it Moogie?
Moogie?
Now, I wonder if Moogie plays synthesizers. You know, the Moog synthesizers. M-O-O-G. Moogie is pretty. And this is another one with the 56 1.2 at 1.2. Look at all that bocaliciousness. That's awesome. Thanks, Cuban Rum.
See, thank you.
All right, here is Dana Garrett has sent some flamingos. I like the bokeh-fied flamingo in the foreground. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then the reflections are also nice, and the colors are nice. And look, you can see the reflections of the light from these water ripples reflecting up the flamingo's head, making little rings of light.
That's cool.
That is kind of neat. Very cool. This is with the 80 to 400. I'm guessing that's the Nikkor 80 to 400. But only zoomed out to 260 millimeters. Very cool. Thank you, Dana. Oh, look at that. Now, I think we got to see if she wrote anything about that. I think she did.
Line image taken through a glass enclosure at the Indianapolis Zoo.
With the D500 and the
That's
Nikon.
Gorgeous.
Oh, that's the 80 to 400D. That's cool. Yeah, that's a beautiful shot. That looks like you had the lion in a portrait studio with an elaborate lighting setup.
Yeah, no kidding.
Let's. I just want to do this.
Full screen it.
Yeah, I do. I think it'll look even more better.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Full screen.
I love that.
That's really cool. Thank you, Dana. All right, moving right along. Got a lot of pictures to go. Oh, Heather boy. Now this was, we talked about our 3 videos we made in the same morning. This was at Fish Hall Beach. And I was wanting to make landscape photos of this cool looking sand. That's why I brought a landscape photography rig as well as a wildlife photography rig. And Heather managed to bag a wildlife photography photo with the little glint in the eye right here that you need to make your bird pictures look good. And she bagged the landscape photography photo all in the same shot. Very cool. Full screen.
This is a Dunlin.
Yeah, we usually, well, I mean, not always, but a lot of times we know the names of whatever bird it is we're photographing, but we don't get a lot of shorebirds here in the greater Chattanooga area. So we had to Googlate all of these. We use the Google app, and you can point the Google app at your photograph that you've made, and it'll identify it. And then you can take its identification and go verify it and make sure, yeah.
We use Merlin.
Very cool. So that's a Z50 shot at 480 millimeters. And look at you just nailing that. What you do when you're using automatic ISO is you kind of adjust your shutter speed low enough to where it's just at ISO 100. Although if it's at ISO 100, it might be overexposing. So you want it to be just a little bit over 100. And Heather's got it nailing at 160. She's absolutely perfect on that shot. She did it just right. All right, so this is at the Sea Pines Forest Preserve. And we were hiking along, both of us just exhausted, and then we came across this male
Yellow-bellied sapsucker.
Yellow-bellied sapsucker, thank you. And Heather had never photographed one, and we both got a picture, and this is Heather's picture. Very nice. Very nice. That was the same morning at a different location. And then this, I think this next shot is also at the Sea Pines Forest Preserve. There is just this, this is a pine tree, and you can tell we're in places where Spanish moss grows. But if you follow this branch down, there is a bald eagle nest. And anyway, that you crop that pretty much, right?
Yeah, I'll crop that a lot.
But there's still, a good bit of detail. So, the Z50 is good. I highly recommend it on a regular basis. Great job, Heather. Anybody saying any stuff?
Blue Note said she loved the subtle hues of the Dunlin photo.
Yeah, it's a great shot. These other two are great too, but the Dunlin's my favorite. All right, this is James Johnson. This is a blue-gray gnatcatcher, and it looks like he or she has been successful. It's a really cool shot. Uh, James friended me on Facebook, and he was telling me that he lures in warblers, which don't come to bird feeders. He has like a water flow situation set up,
Oh,
and the birds come to the water, and he gets
interesting.
pictures of them with that. So that's something we might need to think about assembling at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice picture. I love a blue-gray gnatcatcher. We get those here sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Then haven't you photographed one?
Yeah, I photographed one at Volkswagen Woodlands.
Awesome. All right. This
This is some sort of Vero. It looks like
yeah, it might be a wide-eyed.
wide-eyed. Where's my Google app?
Hang on, I'm about to get his email. Blue-headed Vero.
Oh.
Blue-headed Vero just above my water drip. So he's got his water drip thing and some branches, and he gets look. That is a fantastic photograph. He made this with a Z6, the 500pf at 5.6 ISO 1600 1/250. It's really slow shutter speed, and
That's
you know
awesome.
if your shutter speeds, you have to make a sacrifice. You're not going to be at 100 ISO all the time. But he needed at least 1/250th, which is slow on a 500 millimeter lens to freeze that bird, and to get there it took 1600 ISO, and it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Really, really great job, James. And that I think this is a Nashville, maybe. See if I can find it.
A Nashville warbler, yes.
Here's a Nashville warbler photographed at my water drip during fall migration. Nikon Z6 500 phase Fresnel. Says ATZ, but I'm thinking that's probably FTZ.
FTZ, yeah.
F5.6, the same settings. 5.6 ISO 1600 1/250th.
That's awesome.
Those settings are working. They are working just fine. That looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
You would think here in Chattanooga that we would get Nashville warblers a bunch, but I don't think I've ever seen one. All right, these are Joe Wilkerson's dog. Let me see if I can find them. I think he was one of the first ones.
Right here, baby.
Thank you. Let's see. My boy Duke, 3 favorites over the last couple of years. Looks like Duke is pretty talented playing with that. Is that a hacky sack?
I don't think it's a hacky sack. No.
Hacky sack probably couldn't handle Duke's exuberance.
Duke is cute.
Cute, pretty dog. Look at that.
Oh, wow. He really wants the ball.
And now he's chilling because there's no balls around, so you might as well rest until he's like, "Can you go get the ball? This is boring."
Yeah.
It's a beautiful photo, though.
Yeah, he's a pretty dog.
Nice dog. Nice dog, Joey. Duke. Is that a German Shepherd?
Yeah.
Is that what that is? Mm-hmm. It's pretty. He seems fit. I've seen some German Shepherd. I guess there was one in my neighborhood when I was a kid that was always fat. And I thought German Shepherds were all supposed to be fat, but that one looks nice and fit.
No, they're supposed to not be.
All right, here is Joe. I think that's a pine. I think that's a pine warbler.
Yep. Joe.
It's nice to catch a pine warbler in a pine tree. Number 1, pine warbler taken in a tiny pine tree sapling using the Nikon D5500 and the Nikkor 200 to 500, of course. Minimal focus distance. The little guy had no clue I was there. It's a beautiful photo.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Now, see, we've gotten pine warblers around here, but they're cool.
Yeah, this is really pretty. I like the eye.
Excuse me. Sometimes you just gotta sneeze, and that was one of those times. Nice pine warbler. Tiny butterfly. That is a clover bloom. It's flying away from.
Away from. Okay.
Camera was laying on the ground. Lots of foreground and background bokeh from shooting through grass at around 8 feet. Wow, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting shot.
Yeah.
So that's a really small butterfly too, because
those flowers are really
bloom,
tiny.
That's, I mean, on this 27-inch monitor, that's larger than life.
Yeah.
Here's a great blue doing some fishing. It's interesting that it's got its mouth open like that. It almost makes me think it just swallowed a fish, but its neck's not all swollen like it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it just swallowed a small one.
Yeah.
The great blue heron again. And I'll just wait till you guys see this next one.
Yeah, I love this next one. He's a little gosling.
It's I guess it's a Canada gosling.
Yeah.
But it is cute. I'm telling you, the best time to photograph a Canada goose is when it's little baby.
It's got little chicken wings.
Look, it's cute. Look how cute it is.
It's really
Man,
cute.
that 200 to 500 is an awesome lens.
It really is.
Look at that. Just fantastic.
Joe said that Great Blue was calling.
Oh, okay.
It makes sense.
That does make sense. All right, now this is Leon's shot, and he said that, let's see, he said that doesn't get a lot of wildlife in his area in the winter. I live in an area with very limited wintertime wildlife. However, I was fortunate to capture something usually elusive. I think it's awesome. You know, it's obviously a stuffed bear, but I love the attention to detail where he's made bear tracks leading up to its current location. I like this shot.
Yeah.
I like it a bunch. This would have worked for the last photo challenge, the Winter Wonderland photo challenge. Oh, look, and it's with the Z50 and the 16 to 50.
Oh, very nice.
At 50 millimeters, which is exactly what is filming us right now. That's cool. I like it, Leon.
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot. All right, now here is some beautiful deers. This is Blue Newt. Let's see if we can find her.
There you go. Oh, the first one.
Okay.
I think it's number 2. It's the one we're looking at now. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 2, some of Lucy's friends, made with a D750 and a 70-200 VR at 2.8. So that's the VR 1. I think David has that lens as well. That's cute.
They are cute.
It's neat to get that many deer in the same picture, and I like the filmic look we got working here. All right, Mary Blue. This is
3.
This is Ansel during a snowstorm. He loves snow. A funky processing for a possible reference for a drawing.
I love this picture.
Yeah, got some negative space going. I love the shininess of the eyes and the snow. It's cool.
Yeah, I like this a whole lot.
And this is also Ansel watching the girls play in the snow, Nikon Z6 with a Canon FD 50mm f1.4 adapted to it at 2.8 ISO 800 and 1/250th.
That's awesome.
I like that photo a lot. David says never. David Saylor says never pass up good light at a window. Don't always make a photo, and that's a good one. All right, this is number 7. We're skipping around. Ansel in a snow squall framed by deck rails.
That's awesome.
He's on the outside where the snow is piled over 4 feet high. D750, 70-200 VR at 2.8, 185 millimeters ISO 400 and 1/400th of a second.
He has gorgeous eyes.
Yeah, he really does. I wonder if that dog ever doesn't have snow on him. All right, this is Katie. What number is that? 6. Katie playing ball. The snowblower makes a great path. Nikon D750, 70-200, 2.8 VR.
At 28?
I think that's 2.8 probably. 125 millimeters, ISO 100 and 1/4000th.
That's awesome.
She looks like she is trucking through there.
Yeah, she's having fun.
Okay, this is Lucy. She comes every evening with a few of her friends for a snack of feed. Since the heavy storms, the herd has grown to over 20 of them. They're going to have a rude awakening when the snow melts because the free feed will be a thing of the past.
Aww.
She's beautiful.
She is.
She's absolutely beautiful.
That's awesome.
All right, time to switch emails. We have fallen in love with this dog. We looked through these pictures just a little bit before the live stream. Hi Phil, here are a few random pics. If you have a lot of pics for the evening, please don't worry about showing them. We want to show them. Sam is my former dog who instigated my return to photography in 2007. He arrived at 8 weeks old in December of 2007. He was a wonderful model who loved the camera being pointed at him. He passed away. He passed away a year ago, and I still miss him dearly. Have hundreds of photos of him, and someday should do a book. Right now, it's difficult to go through these pics without tearing up.
Aww.
All right. Let's see. I won't belabor the specs, or you can go through them real quick. The earlier ones were taken with a D80. The mid-age ones were a D610s, and the later one were a D750. The one with him in water tank when he went through physical therapy for a leg injury. The dark one with bubbly bokeh is the D750 and the Nikkor 55 1.2 AIS. Thought you might like this one. And the one of him with the log truck on the landing was taken with a Canon point and shoot.
Aww.
As is the one of him in the pines. All right, let's look at.
I love it.
Let's look at Sam. Sam is cute. Look, there's no snow. Where's the snow? Sam doesn't seem to be missing the snow. That's awesome. That reminds me kind of the pic that Ray sent.
Oh, yeah.
There's the snow.
He does the tongue like Libby.
Yeah, Heather's bulldog does her tongue like that all the time. I love that. The bokeh-fied tree in the background, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a really nice shot. There's Sam. How you doing, Sam?
Cute.
What's going on, Sam? How you doing, Sam? This is I think she said this is the one that's made with a point and shoot. This is my favorite one. Of course, I love I'm pretty sure that's 16:7. I love a 16:7 aspect ratio. And I love the snow, and I love there's a lot of brightness in the picture, and the dog is among the brightness, but the dog's sitting right by the truck, so the dog is completely framed with dark colors, so Sam sticks out. Yeah. And Sam's got the red leash, which kind of goes with the red taillights on the truck, and I really like that. It doesn't matter what camera you use, just make a good shot, and that is a really good one. And there is Sam with the 55 1.2 AIS lens with the fantastic pokeballs. Supermodel Sam. And there's Sam in the pines.
He's cute.
And
that must be from the previous one.
Oh yeah.
That's the girls.
That's the girls. What's up, girls? What y'all doing? And there is Sam.
Wow.
Sam in the snow, looking awesome. I like the lighting in that.
Yeah, I do too.
Baby Sam.
Baby. Oh my gosh.
Baby Sam.
Yeah.
Baby Sam with a ball. And there is Sam, Rehab Sam.
Cute.
Grandpa Sam. That's awesome. Oh my. All right, so thank you for those, Blue Newt. Those were awesome.
Those were so good.
Now, you have to understand that Heather loves bulldogs. Heather has a bulldog.
Heather went to the University of Georgia.
So
Heather has had bulldogs since she was 9 years old.
So this is Neville Cole. This is our English bulldog Bentley. He is 8 years old. And he's cute. That the harness makes him look like he's a puppy.
Yeah.
But I bet that dog weighs somewhere between 50 and 100 pounds.
Yeah. I'd put him somewhere between 60 and 75 if I had to guess.
Yeah. What's Libby weigh? 55?
Yeah, Libby weighs 55.
He's cute.
Oh, I love him. I just want to squeeze his winkles.
No, don't squeeze his winkles.
He's a winkles.
You winkle squeezer. Nothing but a old...
You stretch your wrinkles out.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Neville.
Sorry. I love
Oops.
bulldogs.
I'm on the wrong screen with my...
Greetings from Ireland. Keith Murphy.
Hey,
Hello.
Keith. Hello.
Oh, kitties.
This is Peter, and there's the girls. I think he had an interesting way to describe them. Let me find it.
Peter.
Two princesses. He says two princesses, and me after I kissed them. I guess he's saying he's the frog up here.
Oh.
They're pretty. I like their eyes, and they've got interesting colors. Nice photo. And let's see.
Squirrel.
Second photo. Every little animal is happy in our backyard because all 9 of our cats are inmates. So they can't get out there. You know, we have a cat, Ruby, and she watches the birds at the bird feeder, and her jaw will click. She'll get so excited her jaw clicks. But the birds are perfectly safe.
He says they have 9 cats, so they have 9 times 9 life sentences.
I got it. That's cool. All right. Thank you, Peter. I think alphabetically I may be next. This was at Fish Hall Beach, and I'm kind of trying to save my eagle pictures and stuff for the video when they come out. But I really like this bird. This is a herring gull. And, you know, when I first looked at it, I thought that's a funny looking ring-billed gull. And I thought it was a ring-billed gull because they have this on the beak, but they don't have this red is indicative of a herring gull. And the herring gull is bigger. This is actually a tidal pool there on Fish Hall Beach. The tide has gone out, but this low area has seawater in it. And several birds came up and landed in this area and looked for things to eat. And these birds have a different eye, an unusual looking eye when compared to
a
ring-billed gull that we're used to seeing around here. And we saw, I photographed a ring-billed gull in that exact same pool. Anyway, kind of subtle colors in this picture. Thanks, me.
Thanks, you.
All right, Ray Soldano has just bought... first of all, he's moved to a house that's right above a wildlife refuge, so how crazy is that?
Yeah.
And he's just bought a 200 to 500. And he made a photograph.
Didn't he promise he was going to send a vulture? I think he did.
He did. Well, there it is. And so there is a turkey vulture with its wobbly flight. I don't know if you people have ever watched a turkey vulture fly, but you can tell them even if you can't see them good enough to see what they are, because as they're soaring, they'll wobble. So turkey vulture, very cool. Thanks, Ray. And this is
Josie.
That's Kayla's dog, right?
Yeah.
But she might as well be Ray's because, you know, every day there's a picture on Instagram of Ray and that dog. So I think she's at least as much Ray's as she is Kayla's. Nice shot. 500 millimeter shot, 1/3200th of a second of her. I mean, it's really cool to catch, you know, running right at you and perfectly in focus. Really great shot. She's cute.
Yeah, Josie's sweet.
I can't remember. I spent the night at Ray's house one time on the couch, and that dog, every time I would be just about to fall asleep on the couch, that dog would run in there and wake me up, and then she would get tired of playing with me, and she'd wander off, and I'd be just about to fall asleep, and she'd come back and jump on me again. She's awesome. Cutie. What's her name?
Josie.
Josie. Thanks, Ray. All right, here is Richard Young. This is a dog. Can you see it?
Yes, I do, actually.
Let me find his email. Hello, Phil and Heather. Well, your challenges are becoming more and more challenging, especially as I am not a wildlife photographer yet, and I don't have any pets. However, we do sometimes look after a friend's lovely dog, and here is Mermal sitting outside the kitchen in hope of getting something to eat. That's cool. Looking through them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm going to try to find his next email before we switch to the next picture. He sent one in pretty early and then another one in a little while later. Okay, vaguely linked to wildlife and pets. This is my local park where people bring their dogs and their ravens and squirrels. I wanted to send you this image as it was taken yesterday with my favorite lens, the Nikon 24mm 24 millimeter PCE tilt shift
Ooh.
on the Nikon D850. It's a 3-shot panorama using the full tilt shift from left to right.
Oh, wow.
The weather here in Germany has been so beautiful over the last few days, and this image captures the late and low afternoon sun as the temperatures start to fall.
That's very pretty.
That is awesome. Look how, the thing about tilt shift, you can
You
keep
can
all
get
your
the
lines
line
straight. And those are some straight lines. I love those shadows and the sun star.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool. Very, very nice. Let's full screen that. I'm betting that's like 16 by 8. It might be 16. It might be 16 by 7. Might be 16 by 7 and a half. That's really cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Thanks, Richard. All right, here is Rick, and I'm excited about all his pictures, but there's one that he posted on Instagram just the other day, and I said, oh man, I hope he sends that in, and he did. Now I can't find him. Hope all is well. I have 4 photos I'm sending. Couldn't make my mind up. Blue Heron was in Roane County, Tennessee, and I guess that's a Canon 100 to 400. Yeah, that's the Canon. I think that's the same lens that Percy Shealy has. A really cool lens, 100 to 400. I like the wingtips. Heather's a fan of the wingtip just barely touching the water. That is cool. Look at this. Look at this. The foxes from Roane County, Tennessee, all shot with the Canon 80D and the 100 to 400 IS2, except the fox. It was with the Canon 6D Mark II and the 100 to 400. That is absolutely beautiful.
It's so
and
pretty.
he's posted a lot of photographs of this on Instagram. But I think this is, of all of them, I think this is my favorite one. Just really cool. The fox is curled up on that beautiful boulder with all the lichens and moss and looking right at him. It's fantastic.
I've never seen a fox in the wild.
I think it seems like one time when we were out riding with the Miata Club, like on Snow Hill, we saw one, but it was acting weird. It was like it had rabies or something. It was something was wrong with it. But other than that, no.
Look at how cute it is.
Super cute. It is not a Pomeranian. her mom and dad have Pomeranians. They dress them in tutus. It's very cool.
and plaid shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that is awesome. Okay, we mentioned earlier in the video that we love American white pelicans, and this is awesome. Look at the great light and the warm tones.
I love these birds.
Super cool. Yeah, we really, really like American white pelicans. That is, where do you say that was?
Probably
the Pelicans are in Meigs County.
That's awesome.
And I think he posted this picture on Instagram also. And if I remember correctly, he said that it's like a bark chip or something. And this bird played with that thing for a long, long time before it finally discarded it. But he also posted a picture of an American white pelican with its mouth open like this, except for it had a bunch of water in it. And there were like 3 or 4 minnows that were just about to be gobbled down. Just really, really cool.
Pelicans are so cool.
I love American white pelicans. All right. Thank you, Rick. Really appreciate you sending those in. Steven Stewart has a puppy dog. Let's see.
So cute.
He's a cutie. Let's see what Steven says. I really enjoy these photo challenges. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for participating in them. I have attached 2 photos. The first one is a picture of my mom's dog. I don't have any pets. His name is Sam, and he is 10 years old.
Oh, look at him. They dress him in sweaters.
Yeah, he looks warm in his sweater. His name is Sam. He's 10 years old. The second picture was taken at a local park on Fort Loudon Lake.
Oh, Fort Loudon.
Whoops.
Oopsie.
Bye, Sam. Or
bye. Yeah, Sam.
It's a mallard drake.
Yeah.
Looking pretty.
They have. I love this emerald green fading into the navy blue back there.
And I like it. You know, a lot of times you don't see the purple part of the wing.
Yeah.
And of course the telltale characteristic, if you have a a domesticated duck that's had all these colors bred out, you can still see the curled tail in the back to know its ancestry as a mallard.
Yeah, it's crazy that these are, so common and yet so pretty.
Yeah, and look how he's made this with a 70 to 200.
Yeah.
So he's gotten right up close to that thing.
Mhm.
Very
The
cool.
eye's good too.
And I think it was Steven who said he's just ordered a Z6 too.
Oh yeah, he did say that.
Man, that is awesome. All right. Uh, moving right along. Thank you, Steven.
Ooh,
Vince, we got a kitty cat in up close mode. Look at those.
You guys probably can't see it, but I'm grinning ear to ear because there's animals.
Yeah, she is excited about this one. Let me see if I can find Vince. I think Vince was one of the first people to send stuff in.
Yeah, I think he was. The first. Go back up. That one.
Okay, this is the first of two photos. This is our tabby cat, Girly. She's giving me a look that says, "Can't you see I'm trying to take a nap? Go away." This is made with the D5100 Nikon with the 55 to 300 f4.5 to 5.6. I think we have that lens. I think that's the one that you used to use all the time.
Yeah, I think so.
She's pretty.
She is pretty.
Pretty kitty. Look at those eyes. They look like marbles or something.
Yeah.
All right, now these are backyard birds of Folsom, California, and this is interesting because here's a yellow rump, and we get those around here in the winter. Here's a house finch, we get those around here. And here is a white crowned sparrow. Now, we may get those around here, but I've never seen one.
So.
Somebody like Roger Ashley may have photographed one,
Yeah.
but I know I've never photographed one. So that's really cool to see the birds of Folsom, California. Very cool. Thank you, Vince. Much appreciated. All right, here is Walter Blacker. Got a couple of the two biggest wading birds in one shot. Let me see if I can find his email. I'm not sure if he wrote a story. Oh, Mike Mitchell. Oh, Mike.
We'll show Mike's.
Yeah, Mike, we'll figure out how to show these a little bit later. Mike's pictures came in late.
I wonder where everybody is.
Okay, my wildlife photo is of a great egret and a great blue heron in an alligator pond at Gulf Islands National Seashore on Mississippi Gulf Coast. I took the photo in the cold rain while holding an umbrella. How about that? The birds are looking in the same direction toward the woods, not too far from them. They took off flying right after I took the photo. I was zoomed in with too slow a shutter speed to capture the non-blurry birds in flight. Canon 90D with a 70 to 300. That's really cool. Yeah, I think, it looks like the great egret is bigger than the great blue heron, but I think in actuality, if they were both standing up, I think the great blue heron's a little bit bigger. But those are the two biggest wading birds in America. Very cool. Thanks, Walt. All right, now Woody Mallory just bought a 500 PF, and he sent us a few test shots that he's been making. Excuse me. And I went ahead and put them in here. Got a Canada Goose with the 500 PF and another Canada Goose with the 500 PF. Very cool. And there's a double-crested cormorant. I love their feet. Come down here, feet. I love the feet on those things. Because they can really swim. There's a double-crested cormorant again. And
two geese.
Two geeseys. Very cool. Now, these are the pictures that Woody actually sent in for the photo challenge. The rest of them, he was just kind of showing me some test shots. Phil, enclosed are my pet photos for the March pet and animal live stream. Sorry the numbers are out of sync because I had a hard time deciding. I understand. So this is Woody number 2, a sparrowhawk in the backyard, which I think that is probably a Cooper's.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very beautiful. I love those things. Look how they're got some bony legs. Got some bony legs on that hawk. And I like those red eyes too.
Yeah.
Very cool. And here we have number 4, which is a sand crab on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. The hole, he says, was about an inch wide.
That's little.
Yeah, that's cool. And here we have Earl the praying squirrel. Nice. The description makes the picture, but it's a nice, sharp, beautiful photograph too. Very nice. And,
Bunny.
And Jack the rabbit turns on my security light every morning at 4 a.m.
Oh,
He's
so cute.
He's beautiful. He's beautiful. It looks different than our bunnies around here.
Yeah.
Really pretty. Holy crap, we made it all the way through the pictures.
Wait, that was all of them?
Yeah, we did it.
We did it.
We did it. We did it. I'm going to flip all the way through them real quick, and then I'm going to delete them, and then we're going to pull up Mike's pictures in just a second.
Okay.
That's awesome. That was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. Heather, you vamp.
Oh, I get to vamp.
Yeah. Oh, everybody ask Heather a question.
Yeah. Because
Everybody
Heather's
ask,
not good at vamping.
everybody ask Heather a question while I get Mike's pictures queued up over here.
Oh, there's Hassan. Hello, Hassan.
Hey, Hassan. We are waiting for you to start your YouTube channel so you can be the channel of the week. Or it's not of the week.
It's
I don't know why we say of the week, because we don't do it every week anymore, or even every other week anymore. As a matter of fact, we're not doing one next month. I mean, we're going to do probably like a
my favorite bird to photograph.
yes.
Pileated woodpecker.
And she now, after our trip to Hilton Head, has done
I
it.
have one.
All right. Let's see here.
Oh no, Rick just got here and said he thought it was starting at 7.
Oh, sorry, Rick. We went crazy about your pictures.
Yeah, they were great.
Everybody loves your fox picture as well as the rest. All right, so now let's show Mike's pictures. There is a tiger.
Cuddly.
It's not cuddly. Don't don't try to cuddle with the tiger. It will go tiger on you. But it's pretty. I think he said this one and the next one were made at Noah's Ark, like a zoo thing near Atlanta.
Ooh, that's a creepy looking emu.
Yeah, that is a up close shot. I like it. I wonder if he made that with the. Let's see if he says. I wonder if he made that with his Fuji and his 100 to 400.
Joe said I should scratch its belly.
The tiger?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I like his belly.
Maybe if it was like knocked out cold. That's cool. I like this next one. Mr. Bluebird. Very nice.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Very nice indeed. All right. Thank you, Mike, for the bluebird and the emu and the not cuddly tiger.
It looks like Ruby, but bigger.
It does look like Ruby, but bigger. But you know, Ruby injures you all the time, and she weighs 9 pounds. That thing weighs 500 pounds.
Extra cuddles.
Extra cuddles. Oh, well, there's our desktop. I need this to go up there. All right. So, everybody ask Heather some more questions because I'm going to the bathroom.
Oh, no.
Y'all got some more questions for Heather? Yeah, we should have. I really should have sent out a reminder, Rick, saying, "Hey, we're going live in an hour." So that's my fault.
No, we don't have any problems importing RAW files from the Z50. They all come in as RAW. We only shoot RAW, though. We don't shoot RAW in JPEG. How do you like a Z50 compared to the... Okay. I love my Z50. The D7100 has more megapixels, but I love the electronic viewfinder on the Z50, and it's a lot lighter. I don't have to worry about, with it being a newer camera. It's not like it's going to kick the bucket on me. Even though that D7100 is a workhorse, I do prefer my Z50. The cat has come to visit. And it shoots a little bit faster. The frame rate's a little faster on the C50 too.
I tell you something that's interesting about that D7100.
What's that?
Well, we are not known for printing our pictures, but the picture of yours that's printed, well, the wine glass is printed. It was made with my Z50, but before you got your Z50, but the picture of the Fallen 5 Memorial you made with the D7100.
Mhm.
The
cedar waxwing.
The waxwing picture in the living room that was made. I mean, in the kitchen that was made with the D7100. The shutter had messed up on the D500, and I had to send it off. So I made that with the D7100 and the 1.4 and the 500 f4. What's everybody asking you? Are they?
Keith was asking about the raw files showing up as JPEGs. No, we don't have that problem. And
oh no, they.
But I said we only shoot raw though. We don't shoot JPEGs.
Yeah. Only time I've shot JPEG in the last long time, I did Acros, that video where I did Acros film simulation with the XT3. I shot JPEG on that, but I learned from Cuban Room that you can pull down a Dropbox and turn your Fuji RAW files to whatever, hello cat, to whatever film profile you want.
See, I can cut.
In Lightroom without having to use JPEG. So I'm done with JPEG.
Heather, you have a tripod head growing out of your head. Oh yes, I see that.
Yeah, it's actually mounted to the chest of drawers back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got a helicopter flying out of her head, all sorts of stuff. How's our battery life? We're still on the first battery, and I can't see the thing. Can you see it? No. Oh, we're 2 out of 3.
Yeah, we're doing fine.
So we're on. This whole live stream we've been on one Z50 battery. Not bad. So, do we want to talk about? So, we've kind of been doing the first Thursday of the month for a while, instead of doing every other week, because that gets to be a lot.
Our cat's name is Ruby.
Ruby, yes, she's a rescue kitty. She was about a year old and had 1 litter of kittens, and she was down at PetSmart or something. And I looked at all the kittens and cats that were there, and when I was looking at her, she came up and did some of this against the side of the cage. She did that thing like cats do. And I said, I think that's the one. Plus, she has really pretty eyes that are good to practice making pictures of when you get a new lens. So there you have it. There's how we got Ruby. And it's the strangest name. I mean, there's nothing Ruby about her at all, but that's what her name was, so we left it there. And the little card on her cage said that she likes to watch birds and she's talkative. And those are the
truest
that
things.
is the truest statements that have ever been made about a cat, because she will meow, 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 meow all the time. And it's not an annoying meow, but she
communicates.
She communicates. And she loves to watch the birds out the window.
Yeah, I can tell from her meows if it's a I want to come see you meow, or if it's a I need water meow, or
she's talkative. That's what it said. She's a really good kitty. Very, very affectionate. Doesn't do too much tearing up of stuff.
No, she just likes to knock stuff on the floor.
Yeah, well, it's a tag team. The cat will knock Heather's work off of the table, and then the dog will chew it up. So they're a tag team.
Yeah, they're a dynamic duo.
Yeah. All right, so anyway, let's see. What was I talking about?
We were talking about how we do the first Thursday.
Yeah, but the first Thursday of next month, my daughter has she hasn't played softball since her freshman year, and now she's a senior in high school. And the coach came up to her and asked her, "Will you play?" And she agreed. So she's playing a lot of softball next month, including on the first Thursday of the month. So I'm definitely not going to do a live stream when I could be watching my daughter play softball. And then on the second Thursday of the month, Heather is having
I'm having my wisdom teeth taken out.
she's doing a little oral surgery, so we're not going to be doing a live stream then. So I think we're going to wait until we're going to just skip April altogether. Although we may do like David does. He does his guerrilla live streams where he just says, "Hey, I've got some free time tonight. I'm going to do a live stream." We may do one of those, but it won't be a picture submission sort of thing. But our next live stream with a picture submission will be May the 6th, which is the first Thursday in May. And we've decided that, there's already kind of some springtime action going on down here in Tennessee. So surely by May there will be some spring, at least a little bit of springing all over the place. Mm-hmm. And so the photo challenge is springtime and flowers. Just anything that makes you think of spring. It doesn't have to be flowers, but it could be whatever you want. So that is our thing. And of course, send the pictures to Phil Stream Pics, just like you did this time. Try to go with something. 3 or 4 pictures is good. And it's really helpful if you rename your picture to yourname.jpg and yourname2.jpg and yourname3.jpg. It saves me from having to rename them when I move them over. It really helps me out a lot. So that'll be fun. I think that'll be really pretty. By the end of last summer, I was sick of playing with my macro lenses and would put in extension tubes on my Helios lens. And I was sick of doing flower photography, but now it's getting to be, kind of the end of winter, and I really miss my macro lens. Matter of fact, I went today to do some photography, and I had heard that there's some wildflowers at a
nature center.
At a nature center near us that were doing their thing, but it was super crowded, so I decided not to go there today. But anyway, I had my macro lens in my camera bag for the first time in a few months. So that's how that goes. Let me get I'm going to get the chatteroony up here and see what's happening.
Yeah, George Nagata.
You did send some pictures, but it was a behind the scenes
of the
snowman from last time, so I didn't put those in here. Flower panorama. I like it. I like it. Today, Blue, I was at a scenic vista, and I didn't make a panorama. I thought about it. Nope. I don't. It won't look good from there. There's too much man-made crap.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think I've ever tried that. I think David did a video one time where he was talking about putting extension tubes on the 200 to 500, but I don't think I've ever done that, Joe. Pretty cool though. It would definitely be Nito Mosquito to try that out. I definitely put extension tubes on my macro lens and see how that goes. Oh, by the way, there was a rumor on Petapixel a while back that was talking about how Nikon was going to make an FTZ adapter that supports D series screw drive autofocus lenses, and gosh, that sounds wonderful. But the more I think about it, the more I think that's BS. I don't think that's really happening. I think that is erroneous. I hope I'm wrong. I sincerely hope I'm wrong, but I don't think that's coming.
What's that adapter we watched on YouTube the other day?
There's an adapter that will adapt Leica M of all the mounts. It will adapt Leica M lenses, and I think you set the focus on the lens to infinity, and then the adapter connects to your F mount camera, and it moves the entire lens forward and back to do focus. And then if you set your focus on the lens to to close focus, then it can be a macro lens, and it'll behave like extension tubes. Uh, Stop cursing dreams. Sorry. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to happen. But yeah, that adapter is cool. But the thing about it is, it's like, I can't remember. I think I want to say $300 and something dollars. If it was, and they say you can put another adapter on it and use an M42 or a Nikon. If that thing worked with ancient Nikon lenses, or if it worked with M42, then I would seriously consider getting one. But I don't have any Leica M lenses, and I don't want to double adapt.
Yeah.
What are we seeing?
He said Nikon's doing another DX mirrorless. It's the 18 to 140, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, that's on the. There's an 18 to 140 non S line lens, and it is on the. It's on the roadmap. It's on the Nikon lens roadmap for sure. For sure. I wonder if I still have that file laying around.
It's right there.
All right, we're going to take a look at the Nikon lens roadmap right here. So yeah, if you look at the three in the back, that's the 200 to 600, which Heather and I have done an entire video about. And then there's a 400 millimeter, which will probably be a 2.8, and it'll probably be $12,000 to $15,000. And there's a 600 that'll probably be an f4 that'll probably be $12,000 to $15,000.
Yeah.
And the ones that you have to speculate about are the ones that are blacked out. There is a 24 to 105. I'm betting that'll be an f4 continuous. There's an 85, and look how big it is.
Yeah, that's going to be like a 1.4 or something.
Yeah, a 1.4 or 1.2 would be my guess, because they've already got an 85 1.8. David's got one of those. And then there's a 28 and a 40. They're not S-line, which is surprising, so I don't know what they'll be. But here's that DX lens, the 18 to 140. And I'm guessing that'll be a kit lens offered at some point with some, maybe that'd be a good kit lens if they ever come out with a Z70.
Or it'll probably be kitted with a Z30.
Well, I would think that the what do we have? I would think that this lens that we already have, yeah, I would think the 16 to 50 would be kitted with the Z30.
That's probably true.
And then over here is an S line. See, the 200-600 is not S. It's not their top of the line series.
Yeah.
But this is an S line lens. This 100 400. So that'll probably be big money and a little bit faster. Yeah. Nikkor Z, very nice. Very nice.
Please hurry up.
Yeah.
And make those.
Heather is ready for her 200 to 600. Anybody saying any stuff? I had to.
Rick says, should a man get the 200 500 or wait till the 200 600 comes out? I would say it probably depends on what your bodies are.
Yeah. What camera do you have? That's exactly where Heather is right now. She's considered buying a 200 to 500 a lot of times, but she doesn't own an F-mount camera. So it'd be to her advantage, I would think,
to get the Z mount.
To wait for the Z mount lens. And I'm not a huge fan of the third party. I'm not a huge fan of the third party. What am I doing here?
I don't know what you're doing. Close that out.
Yes. Of the, what am I doing? Yes, in chat. Thank you. I'm not a huge fan of the third party Tamron or Sigma 600 millimeter lenses with a Z series camera, because I think they might not be real compatible with the FTZ, but this 200-600 Z mount is going to work with a Z series camera. So, if you're shooting mainly Z series cameras, I would wait for the 200-600, or maybe buy a used 200 to 500, and then when the 200 to 600 comes out, you can sell it and get most of your money back. That's not an idea for you. You can always borrow mine. Rick, you've got the 200 to 500, don't you? Rick's a Canon man, or I think you're a Canon man. I don't know. Yeah, that's a real good point, Cuban rum. Wait and then make the decision because Heather and I were guessing that it's going to be like a 5.6 to 6.3 like the Sony is, but
Yeah, D500 is F mount.
yeah, D500's F mount exactly. Um, but it might be slow. I mean, it might be a 6.3 to F8. Who knows? So if it's that, then at that point, I'd say you should get an F8 lens is not a good idea. Yeah, I was thinking you were a Canon man.
Yeah, Joe, I'm pretty sure they'll have those teleconverters work with the 200 to 600. It's going to stop you down awful small, but I think they'll work just fine.
What you doing?
Nothing, just sitting here. Get tired.
Thinking about trying Nikon. That's a heck of a switch from Canon to Nikon.
Mm-hmm.
Canon makes great stuff. I don't know if I wouldn't recommend you sticking with what you got. That sounds like sacrilege, but if you've got a lot of Canon gear, I think I would stay that way. Yeah, the Z50. Blue
Yep.
said Z50 with 200, 600. That is.
That's what I'm wanting.
That's going to be Heather's jam at some point if they'll ever release it.
Yep.
And maybe my jam on Thursdays sometimes.
Yeah. While I'm working.
While you're working. While you're slaving away over a hot laptop.
Those fans do run awful hot sometimes.
Yeah. Well, this has been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. If y'all hadn't, go down, hit the like button.
Oh yeah, hit like.
Hit the like button.
Oh, we've only got 12 likes. What kind of mischievous non-liking is that? We need some likes.
Yeah.
We don't need it to help the channel. We just need it to make us feel better.
Yeah. Validate us.
Got to start saving that money. That's
Yeah.
right. And gosh, that David and Woody both just got that 500 PF, and that thing is awesome. I mean, it's groundbreaking. It's a groundbreaking lens to be a 500 millimeter lens, and yet it's not 500 millimeters long. That is just outstanding, and the image quality of it is great, and it's light, and it's fantastic. I've only got one issue with it. They just came out with that lens a year or two ago, and it's F mount. That lens should be Z mount. If that lens was Z mount, I'd be saving my pennies for that thing. But it's F mount. I don't know.
I know.
Why make that amazing lens for a dying mount?
Yeah.
So anyway,
what you gonna do?
Yeah, but of course, I'm perfectly happy with all my F mount lenses. And the FTZ works great. So, maybe I'm talking out both sides of my mouth, but.
Yeah, I wondered about Joy too. We didn't get any pictures from Joy.
I hadn't heard from Joy today.
She's been posting photos on her Facebook.
She's forgotten about it. I should have sent her a text message. Hey, we're going live. I bet she's just forgotten.
Yeah.
Well, Joy, if you watch this later, we missed you and wish you were here.
I have Facebook notifications about Joy posting bird photos. So
those
that's beautiful.
That Carolina wren would have been nice for us to look at today.
Yeah.
Hold it up to the camera.
I don't know if you can see.
Probably won't work.
I can't.
Hold it a little lower. Go a little lower. That's good. That's Joy's Carolina wren photo that she posted today. And
okay.
It looks a lot better than it does on Heather's phone.
Yeah. It's not focusing. I see now. You didn't have it over here where I could see it.
Yeah, that's what George said. It slipped his mind too. That's kind of what happens when there's a long time in between. So I need to absolutely make sure and remind everybody before the next time, because it's like 9 weeks from today.
And wish me luck.
Oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Heather's broken her foot.
It's been a rough 6 months for medical bills.
She's broken her foot. She's already had one procedure where she had to be put under, and now she's going to have to be put under for this. I have to take off all the time to go take care of this girl.
Yeah, Heather could really use some extra cabbage.
And she's saving for a new lens. So
yeah, this was the worst year ever.
Wait a minute.
for
I think
expenses.
in a lot of ways, this has been the best year ever. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
I just need to win the lottery.
Do you know the main problem? There's two problems with you winning the lottery. One, the odds are astronomically against you. And two, because of you know that, you don't buy a ticket.
Yeah.
But otherwise, the idea of winning the lottery sounds pretty good.
Enjoy ice cream after?
Yeah.
Yes. I will have like ice cream.
I thought you were going to get, what do you call it, bapple sauce?
Bapple sauce.
Bapple sauce?
Applesauce.
Applesauce, pudding.
I like applesauce.
Yeah, I'll be on my own if I want solid food.
Yeah. I'll be on pain meds and be like, applesauce.
Applesauce? That's okay. I like applesauce, but I don't want to eat your applesauce and leave you with nothing to eat. So I'll figure out something to eat. I'll eat cat food or something.
Okay. Ruby will share.
So do you guys think, I hope that I'm right and that we'll be able to see some flower and springtime photos by May.
Oh yeah, we always.
Well, the one I worry about is blue because it may still be snow on the ground where she's at.
That's true. I don't know.
So hopefully, if not, send some from last year.
Yeah.
Some Disney while on meds for pain. Yep. I'd say the Disney Channel will be incorporated into her recovery for sure. Or it's not called the Disney Channel anymore.
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. Disney Plus.
She says she'll have wildflowers.
Oh, yeah, cool. Z-Line. Yeah, we've already got, our yard is not perfectly manicured by any stretch of the imagination. And there's already large flocks of little tiny purplish blue, lavendery wildflowers.
And our daffodils are coming up.
So probably next week. I'm going to wait before I do my tiny flowers video. I made one last year. Redbud trees are just about to start blooming here in Knoxville. I saw a bunch of pink blooming trees, but they weren't redbuds. They were, I don't know what they were.
I love redbuds.
Our peach tree's not blooming, that's for sure. But I don't know what they were. But anyway, I'm going to make a video with the macro lens of super tiny flowers. The ones that are where the biggest one is smaller than a dime.
Would you buy the Z50 body only if you already had some Z lenses? It depends on which Z lenses you have.
Well, here's the question for me. I would.
Bye, Mike.
I think I'd get the 2-lens kit just because I love both of those lenses. And if you buy them kitted, they're so cheap.
Yeah, that's why I was saying it depends on which lenses you have.
Yeah, and do you have any f-mount lenses? If you don't have any f lenses and you don't have any intention of buying any f lenses, then maybe do it without the FTZ.
But go ahead.
But man, that DX35 1.8 is super inexpensive. It's cheaper to buy that and an FTZ than it is to buy the Z-mount 35 1.8, and it's a great lens. It's a great lens. Oh, Mike left.
I said
bye, Mike.
I said bye, Mike.
Sorry, I missed the bye part. Flowers blooming in Virginia already, Woody says.
That's good.
Ground is frozen in Connecticut still.
I refilled my allergy prescription today.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, she started feeling bad a few days ago, and anytime you start to feel bad at all in this day and age, it's like, oh my God, do I have the COVID? Can I still taste? Can I still smell? And she looked at Facebook last year, and she had posted something like her head was going to explode on this exact same day last year. So yeah, it's just
allergies.
Spring is happening. It's not the COVID that you're going through.
Yeah.
So thankful for that.
You got anything else?
Well, I was just going to say how much I like my Z6, but I don't use it that much.
You do. Yeah.
I really enjoy shooting with it, but for whatever reason, I tend to see you, George. I tend to take out my Z50 and my XT3 more. but I do love that Z6. It has been fun. It's been a good stream. I appreciate y'all hanging out with us here at the computer room. And we will see you. Let's see. Let's remind everybody about our springtime flowers on May the 6th, and I'll do my best to post a reminder on the community section, which I didn't do today, and I really should have. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.